So we're here at Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 1 in Palm Desert, California. Are you considering it for your next stay? Well, you might want to stick around. We've been here a week and we've formed some opinions. We're going to tell you what we like and what we don't about this property. Coming right up. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and before we get started talking about what we like about this property, Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 1 here in Palm Desert, California, I just want to let you know on this channel, I like to provide my knowledge, tips, and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. And hey, even if you don't happen to own timeshare, but you love staying at these fantastic resort properties, I also do villa tours, resort reviews, and resort tours as well. So be sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button down below, and also hit that notification bell and select all, and you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. So let's get started here. We're going to take a walk around this resort, and I'm going to tell you what we like and what we don't of Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 1. Okay, so I'm here in front of the towel hut, the just towel cabinet, I guess, here at one of the smaller pools to talk about our first like, and that is just that these are pretty much available poolside. It's kind of a pain. A lot of resorts recently, because of the current global pandemic, they've been putting towels in your room, and some have gone to like towel tracker systems, things where they write down your room number when you check out towels and you got to bring them back. But yeah, we just like grabbing the towels that we need and putting them back there for them to wash instead of having to have them in our villa where we need to wash them. Now, it's not too big of a problem. Don't mind that too much, but this sure is a lot easier. Towels poolside at Desert Springs Villas. Okay, so I'm here to talk about our first dislike. One of the secondary pools here at Desert Springs Villas 1, and that's just that their secondary pools are really small. This one's got a pretty nice hot tub over there, but the pool is really, really small. So not too big on that. They only have kind of an average size pool for their main pool here at Desert Springs Villas 1. You do have access to Desert Springs Villas 2, which has a much nicer, bigger kind of super pool, I guess. Not really super, but bigger pool area. So this is a bit of a disappointment here. Their secondary pools are pretty small. Not really a lot of room to spread out in this pool here behind me. Okay, so I'm here next to the resort shuttles to talk about the next like that we have, and that just happens to be the resort shuttles that they have here at Desert Springs Villas. These actually go all around the entire property, not just Desert Springs Villas 1, but also over to Desert Springs Villas 2 and the JW Marriott Hotel. Really do like those. It's a bit of a pain though, because right now they're wanting you to call or text them that you need to pick up where you want to go, where you're going from, how many people in your party. So usually when you text them, you end up telling them just one of those pieces of information. Hey, pick me up at Villa XYZ. You don't tell them where you're going, and they text you back, ask you that. They text you back again, ask you how many in your party. So a little bit of a pain there, but we do like the resort shuttles that go all around the property here. It's easy to get around. It would be great if you could just kind of run out to a shuttle stop and get on. They may make rounds constantly, but we kind of got admonished for doing that. We were told, hey, you need to call. The thing is, we did call. We tried to call. The phone literally rang and rang and rang for like 5 minutes. So we gave up and went out to the shuttle stop, and they weren't too pleased about it. So maybe in more normal times, they'll just get back to stopping at shuttle stops and picking people up again. Okay, so I'm just outside of our building here to talk about our next dislike about that. And you see the buildings there, you see the cars here, and there's no luggage carts. I guess they figure because most of the villas are on the ground floor and there's steps to the next floor, they don't need them. But I'll tell you, you're not always going to be parked right in front of your villa. In fact, I'm parked quite a ways away from it at the moment because it is pretty busy this weekend. So that is a bit of a disappointment. No luggage carts. I called and asked if they had them. They say they have them at the clubhouse. They're reserved for the clubhouse. What does the clubhouse need them for? I don't know. There's no villas over there. So yeah, no luggage carts. Bit of a pain having to make several trips back and forth. Now, if you just have a couple pieces of rolling luggage, hey, great on you, but we do not. So bit of a disappointment here. No luggage carts at Desert Springs Villas. Okay, so I'm over here in one of the carports to talk about the next like that we have of this property, and that is just covered parking. This is pretty common here in Palm Desert with the extreme heat, the extreme sun, but yeah, covered parking is excellent. They have really good carports here Some of the resorts we visited just kind of had flimsy little carports, but the covered parking here is great. Every once in a while, though, I'm not able to get a covered parking space, so I do have to park outside and then come back out to a car baking in the sun. But we really do love the covered parking here at Desert Springs Villas 1. So I'm here in front of the golf course with the hotel there behind me to talk about the next big like about Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 1, and that just happens to be hotel access. You get access to all the hotel facilities, the pools, and they even have a day spa over there where you have day use privileges as well with an adults only pool. So that is a great benefit. We actually didn't take advantage of that this trip, but yeah, a lot of people talk about and brag about the ability to use the hotel spa over there at the JW Marriott here in Palm Desert. So big benefit having use of the facilities. Those pools, though, I'll tell you, are incredibly busy, but we actually went to the Springs family pool. What do you think? Family pool. It's going to be busy, lots of kids. We were the only people there for like an hour, and then finally some other people started showing up and encroaching upon our private pool. But anyway, it is a great benefit here in Palm Desert at Desert Springs Villas to have access to the hotel facilities. And a great benefit, they'll even take you over there in a shuttle. All right, now let's talk about another like we have is the check-in process. If you arrive and your villa is not ready, they essentially give you your keys, and then they take your cell phone number, and when your villa is ready, they will text you. Now, most resorts, they'll just text you and say, hey, your room is ready, and you have to go back to the registration check-in desk to get your keys, get them programmed, get your room number. But here, you already have your keys already programmed. I guess they know what room they're gonna put you in, but they will not tell you. And then when they text you, they give you your room number, which is cool because then you can just go straight to your room. It's almost like being at Disney World when you do the online check-in. You just go straight to your room. Of course, this isn't Disney, but it is kind of like that. It is really nice not to have to make another stop at the check-in desk just to get your keys and find out where your room is. They just send you your text with your room number. You know exactly where to go. They've already given you a map to tell you what building you're going to be in. And yeah, you just head there and head right into your villa. Great benefit here at Desert Springs Villas. Okay, so I'm out here outside of our villa to talk about one of our big dislikes about these villas here at Marriott's Desert Springs Villas. And that just happens to be the way that they're configured. These are all 2-bedroom lock-off units, and they're set up in a way that you have a studio and a 1-bedroom, but there's no real common connecting door between the two. You kind of have this vestibule inside, so you have to go inside that door there that's behind me, and then inside there you have a door to the 1-bedroom and a door to the studio. So a little bit disappointing that a little bit of a lack of privacy, not too much, but 2 people, 2 rooms are essentially sharing kind of that vestibule area if you're staying in either a 1-bedroom or a studio. Obviously, if you have the 2-bedroom all to yourself, not really much of an issue. But again, the whole situation really isn't good or ideal for families coming here to Desert Springs Villas 1 because your kids are kind of in their own room potentially, and you're in a different room altogether. But hey, if it's a couple of couples, it's actually great. Extra privacy. You can have those doors closed off. It's almost like one couple has their own room and the other one also has their own as well between the studio and the 1-bedroom. But for us, just a couple here, a little bit of annoyance having to go through 2 doors to get into our studio and sharing that kind of common vestibule. It's also very noisy with people coming and going, doors slamming constantly. The vestibule has tile on the floor, so it echoes. You hear people talking. Yeah, just a little bit of an annoyance there. A lot of noise from that vestibule here. Not the ideal setup for these 2-bedroom lock-off villas. All right, I'm now here in our villa, our studio villa, I guess, studio unit, to talk about the next dislike, and that just happens to be the arrangement of the villas here. At Desert Springs 1, these villas, these studio units, only have 2 queen-size beds. No sofa bed, no pull-out sofa, no sofa at all, just a small kind of table and chairs over in the corner. So if you're traveling as a couple, it's not an ideal arrangement for a room. You'd like to have a sofa bed where you can sit, relax, watch TV, put your feet up, read a book, whatever, that kind of thing. Use your tablet, watch some YouTube, and then you have your bed for sleeping in. So Not really an ideal arrangement because there's really no sofa here at all, just those 2 chairs kind of over by the window. So really don't like the arrangement here in this studio unit that we're specifically in. Obviously, if you're going to be in a 1-bedroom or a full 2-bedroom unit, this one probably doesn't impact you too much, but just something we don't like because we booked a studio. All right, here in our studio unit to talk about a great like that we have of this room. And that just happens to be this kind of mid-size refrigerator here. It's really big, lots of room in this to kind of put leftovers, maybe some things you want to cook or grill. There really is no cooking in the unit. There is no stovetop, there is no oven, but there is a microwave. But great for leftovers, great for sodas, great for any other beverages you might want to put in there. And another great thing is it has a pretty good size freezer with an ice maker. So great benefit here of these refrigerator freezer mid-size kind of units that they have is they have an ice maker. You don't need to trek it to one of the pool areas. Yeah, don't need to trek it over there to a pool, to one of the ice machines to get ice for your unit. Having to do that every day, multiple times a day. Great that there is an ice maker in this studio villa. All right, still here in our studio to talk about the next dislike, and that is that none of these villas have ceiling fans. We really like to have ceiling fans, and here in the desert, when it's hot, you'd like to have a ceiling fan to help circulate the air. They do have good air conditioning here, although this was our second unit because the first one, it didn't have air conditioning. It was broken. But yeah, it doesn't have a ceiling fan. And that kind of goes, I believe, for all of the units here in Desert Springs 1, and also I believe over in Desert Springs 2 as well. No ceiling fans in any of the units here. Really pretty disappointing. Be great if they found a way to get those put in. All right, so I'm over here in front of one of the buildings here to talk about a dislike, and that just happens to be some of the studio units literally have their balconies or their patios facing the parking lot. So parking lot, patio. Other than the studios that are on the very end of the buildings, all of the studio, it's a studio unit of the 2-bedroom lock-off, their patios face the parking lot. And these ones here on the ground floor, in fact, are actually kind of like in a dungeon there because the wall is extremely high. You're not really going to be able to see out too easily unless you're standing up. And yeah, the top ones there, of course, do overlook the parking. So bit of a disappointment here. The studio units, not ideal, but if you can get an end unit, that's great. All of the villas face the golf course, and those studios on the end also have a patio facing the golf course. Okay, so I'm now out here on our patio to kind of finish this up, and I know one thing I don't like that wasn't on my list, and I didn't realize until I was filming this video, and that is the stupid bugs. Bugs are incredibly annoying here when I was trying to record this video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of our likes and dislikes at Marriott Desert Springs Villas number 1. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. It really does help out these videos. Helps tell YouTube good videos, push them out to more people looking to come to Marriott Desert Springs Villas and the Palm Desert area. And also, if you want to see some more videos about timeshare, be sure to check out that description box below for another video about Marriott Desert Springs Villas. Check out this one right up here, and YouTube. They're pretty sure you'll like that one down there. Be sure to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, remember, the best destination is always a timeshare.